Welcome back. The 13-year legacy of Act 10 could soon be changing.
That's as a Dane County judge has started the process of striking down a major portion of the collective bargaining law. Political reporter Will Keneally is here to show us what's happening. Will?
Well, the legacy of Act 10, it's a story about power, not only the power for public employees to negotiate with their bosses, but about the deeper impact to politics in Wisconsin. It's been 13 years since public sector employees lost most of their collective bargaining rights under 2011 Act 10. At the top level, this impacted government employees across the state, but was also felt by students in Wisconsin as well.
We see Act 10 as certainly the root cause for the teacher shortage in Wisconsin.
That's Peggy Wirtz Olson, who heads the state teachers union. Under Act 10, public sector workers could only negotiate for raises tied to inflation, but nothing regarding workplace benefits.
We could sit across the table and negotiate directly with our employers about workplace safety, health care, additional hours, all those types of things and those safety issues that matter deeply to our students. Act 10 changed that.
With those changes also came a big shift in Wisconsin politics.
In fact, the teachers union was one of the most influential groups in Democratic politics. When Scott Walker and the legislature passed Act 10, they were not only doing it because they wanted to control the costs of employees, but also because it would weaken the Democratic Party because the teachers union would be weakened.
Let's take a look at what this means for the political power of unions. Now, we pulled this data from the State Ethics Commission covering a 10-year span pre and post Act 10. Now, this represents the revenues going into the political action committees that represent some of the major public sector unions in Wisconsin. As you can see from this top line here, that's the state teachers union, and you can see that major drop-off in 2011. But you can also look at the enrollment numbers for the unions. Membership in the union covering state, county, and municipal workers declined by roughly 46% during the period of Act 10. Now, the head of the state teachers union says this impacts the employees that you can retain.
They choose to go somewhere else, where quite honestly, they make more money and in neighboring states still have the right to collectively bargain.
It has just been a devastating thing to Wisconsin, really, to the working class.
Rocco DeMarc is an engineer at the Racine Unified School District. He had a taste of 1 year under a pre-Act 10 union contract.
Our freedom of speech, freedom to gather, all that kind of stuff, I think that's just unconstitutional to prevent that.
But Wisconsin could be on the precipice of having that law overturned. It could be struck down based on who lawmakers took union rights away from.
They didn't do that for all state employees. They left or basically protected certain classes of state employees in terms of their union participation, organization, and negotiation. And those were largely what they term first responders.
Earlier this year, a Dane County judge indicated that he will strike down a major portion of the law based on the fact that the law treats first responders differently than other state employees. With a liberal majority on the state Supreme Court, we could very well see that law on the chopping block.
Well, we have been educating, we've been organizing, we're preparing, and we will be ready.
Now, the unions don't quite have a timeline right now on when that Dane County judge will issue his final ruling.